So I watched that new Velma show recently. You probably remember hearing a lot about it when it was first announced. You probably also remember hearing a lot about it all the way up until its release. Like when the character design dropped and pretty much everyone simultaneously shat on Shaggy's design. Oh, I'm sorry. Norville's design. Which I mean, like, fair enough. I mean, his hair isn't even shaggy. And I remember thinking in my head, oh god, this is gonna be a train wreck. But then I just thought to myself, no, I will not let this pessimist mindset get the best of me. It could be great, just give it a chance. So then I waited more, and I wondered why they used this weird webcomic art of Fred when they used like the model sheets for every other character, and waited more. Until finally, it came out on HBO Max, which, props in of it itself. It's cool that HBO Max didn't fuck over an animation for once. And then I watched it, and I gotta say, it was awful. But when I watch something I know I'm gonna review, I like to look for the positives before I find the negatives. And I'm gonna tell you the positives first, to give this show a fair shake. First positive, it looks pretty good. Other than this shaggy design, everything looks pretty nice. The character designs are pretty cool, the lighting in some shots are actually pretty great, and the animation has the capacity to be smooth. And I gotta say, I give them big props for not just making their characters the most ugly abominations mankind has ever set their gaze upon, like some other shows do. And, to be honest, this show had one actually interesting idea. Also, if you wanna avoid spoilers for Velma for whatever reason, I guess click off now and watch the show. But they literally do this all in episode 1, so I don't think that would matter. Anyway, you see, Velma's mom is missing, and Velma is convinced that she is the reason why. But then later, in episode 1, she realizes that maybe their mom just didn't love her, and that she was viewing everything through rose-tinted glasses. That was pretty good. It's too bad they decided to do this whole plotline in episode 1. Alright, what else did I like? This joke made me chuckle.
So, I had one of my reporters on the school newspaper investigate spooners. Guess which one?
Dorcas McNoFriends?
Well, Dorcas was actually busy.
Alright, now on to the stuff that I didn't like. One of the first things that I thought of when I watched the trailer and the show for the first time, and I'm pretty sure you've seen a bunch of people say this show wants to be the Harley Quinn show so bad. And that was your first mistake, person who made this show, who I won't bring up, because little did you know that I just started watching the Harley Quinn show, so it's fresh in my brain. But you see, the Harley Quinn show still felt like it was made by people who liked Batman and Harley Quinn. You know, it was made out of love and for jokes. Velma, on the other hand, doesn't feel like it was made by Scooby-Doo fans at all. It feels like HBO took this completely random show, slapped a Scooby-Doo skin on it, and just shoved it out on the streaming platform after nuking all the other animated shows. All the references to Scooby-Doo just feel so forced. Like when Daphne's naming off all these drugs, they're just a bunch of references to Scooby-Doo. And okay, hold on. I can get the first two. But the fuck would Mystery Machine entail? I guess that's the point of it. It's a mystery what this thing is gonna do to your brain. We're getting sidetracked. Back to the main topic, that this show doesn't feel like Scooby-Doo at all. Velma's gone from the kinda nerdy girl who always drops her glasses, to a fucking bitch who attacks people in the showers with whatever the fuck this is, publicly humiliates people after falsely accusing them of murder, and laughs in Norville's face after he confesses to having a crush on her. Fred's become this rich, arrogant douchebag who claims he can't even remember ugly people, and is also just a little racist to top it all off. Daphne's become a mean girl who abandoned Velma after she got popular, which, to be fair, this feels like the closest thing to something I can actually imagine. And Shaggy's become a complete wimp who's too scared to even curse, and is a complete and utter pushover. And listen, I get that Shaggy was never the bravest in Scooby-Doo, but he was definitely not this big of a wuss. Oh, and of course, there's no Scooby in this show. Hey, Future Emerald coming in here real quick to stop something before anyone says it in the comments. No, this is not Scooby. I've seen this stupid image spread around that this girl's name is Scooby and she's gonna get together with Shaggy in the future. No, that's not gonna happen. That's not who this is. That girl's name is Gigi. Don't say it in the comments. Don't you dare. Anyway, back to past Emerald now. Apparently Scooby is just too childish of a character for the Scooby-Doo origin story. Did I mention there's also a few new characters in this show? Well, I didn't, because, they're all forgettable. There's Daphne's dad, who doesn't believe she's hallucinating, and then believes she's hallucinating in the same scene. Not even in the same episode. The same scene. They establish that conflict, and then destroy the conflict in the same episode. They resolve it. There's her dad's new pregnant girlfriend. There's Fred's parents, who are the most basic rich parents ever. There's Daphne's adopted moms, who are gay and cops. Yes. Should we talk about the jokes? I think we should talk about the jokes. This show is not funny. In fact, every now and then I struggle to even wonder if I'm supposed to laugh at something. Like the courtroom scene, for example. Am I supposed to think Velma's being a jerk because she's embarrassing Fred? Or am I supposed to laugh at Fred being embarrassed? Also, sometimes I just straight up just don't get what they're referencing. I can tell they're referencing something, but I just don't know what. That's the problem with just reference humor in general, and by that I mean just basic referential humor. It's just if someone doesn't get what you're referencing, the joke is completely lost on them. What were they referencing here? I guess I'll never know. I can tell they were referencing something because it's so extremely specific, but I have no idea what they're referencing. It's okay to make a reference here and there, but I much prefer when the reference isn't so blatant and in your face. It isn't just the character saying, "This reminds me of insert movie here." Because if you don't know what that movie is, you have no idea what they're talking about. Anyway, we're going on another rant. Back to Velma. Yes, even the mystery isn't very intriguing. Here's the problem with prequel shows in general. I get that this is an alternate universe where anything could happen, but in the opening narration, we know that the mystery squad, whatever, is a thing, which means that I know Fred could not have done it because he's in that group later on. I know that none of the main characters are at any risk of dying at any point because I know they get together into a group and solve mysteries later on. And this, to be fair, isn't just a problem with Velma, it's just a thing with prequels in general. A prequel can do whatever it wants to make you think some character's gonna die, but if you've seen what comes next, you know that character cannot die. The plot will not allow it. Now that doesn't mean I hate all prequels, because they can still be really cool when they're done well. But it does kind of remove the tension, because you know no one's at any real threat. unless it's a character that isn't in the sequel. But anyway, did I mention that Velma and Daphne fall in love with each other in this show? This is another thing that makes me feel like it really wants to be Harley Quinn. But unlike Harley Quinn, where Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn get together in Season 2, Daphne and Velma get together in Episode 2. 2 episodes, and I can assure you, they never hint at this in Episode 1. Maybe I'm just a fucking moron, but they never hint at it in Episode 1. So this crush starts and then gets together in 1 episode. The show makes me so upset, and I genuinely don't know why. I'm not that big of a Scooby-Doo fan. I think I'm just angry because out of all the shows that got purged off HBO Max, this one got to stay on the platform and come to fruition. Infinity Train can no longer be viewed through legal means, but you can watch Velma. Aren't you happy? You can watch Velma. Anyway, all this to say, do not watch Velma. Don't even hate watch it. Actually, I don't think that matters anymore. It's already, like, #1 on trending in fucking HBO Max. It already seems like there may be a Season 2 in the works, when Season 1 hasn't even been fully released yet. Now, obviously, I'm not one of those people on Twitter who are saying that this is entirely because of hate watching. It's probably because Scooby-Doo is an incredibly popular franchise. But if you are planning on watching the show just to hate on it, don't. Stop. Go watch something you like instead. If you want a good Scooby-Doo show, Mystery Incorporated. You want a show that does every single idea in this show, but better? Harley Quinn show. Just don't watch this one. By the way, if you are a fan of this show, please leave a comment explaining to me what you liked about it. I'm genuinely curious, and I assure you, I am not gonna make fun of you that much. Just please explain to me what you liked about this show, because I genuinely want to know. Anyway, follow me on Twitter at @TheEmerald. Like the video if you liked it, dislike if you didn't. Subscribe and turn on notifications if you want to see more, because I have way more planned. I've been Emerald. Don't watch Velma, and bye.